Welcome to Friday Night Not So Live. My name is Sharon Rogers and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And generally on Friday nights, I like to come to you live at 7:30 with a project. Well, I'm traveling back from Pennsylvania right now as you're watching this. Almost home, I think. But obviously I wasn't able to be live with you, so I prepared a project in advance. Let's check it out. This card is best made 2 at a time. I'm going to bring in a piece of Secret C and score it at 4 1/4, and then turn it and cut it at 5 1/2. Those are going to be my card bases. I'm going to bring in 2 pieces of basic white that are 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to emboss those with my pressed flower embossing folder. This looks so pretty for a wintry kind of feel. And I'm only going to do 1 at a time here. This is not a 3D embossing folder, so in order to emboss, you need your embossing machine and you need plate number 1, and then you don't need number 2, that's for die cutting. You need 2 number 3 plates, and you're going to sandwich the folder in between those 2 and run that through. And because we're doing 2 cards, we're going to do it twice. There's 1. And look at that pretty embossing that's on there. Can you see that? And then we will do the second one. Remember, when you're putting your embossing folder through, you always want to put it through with the folded edge first. Sure I got my folded edge first. I do. We'll run that back through. I've also got out some designer series paper from the Peaceful Garden collection, which has so many pretty prints. I'm going to do some die cutting, so I'm going to bring in my number 2 folder again. And we're going to have to cut a few things. It's going to take a couple passes. I'm bringing in my Spotlight on Nature dies, and you get a bunch of dies. I've got another one somewhere. Well, trust me when I say that there are, oh, there we go. There are 2 sheets of them, and some of the patterns repeat, and we're actually going to take advantage of that right now. So I'm going to take these 2 pieces. These kind of are dotted and dashed decoration on the outside. I'm going to do 1 of each on this. Actually, I think I can turn it this way and run it through. And then I'm going to take my glimmer paper, Secret C glimmer paper, and I'm going to do 2 of these crimped pieces. All right, and let's get my top plate here. Then we're going to repeat this with some different paper. All right, let's set these aside. Some of you may know already what I'm doing. Don't spoil it for everybody else. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in this. I didn't cut these to sit very well. Let's go ahead and just do the crimped ones on this. Oop, crimped one. Let's see, can I arrange it so that I can get the other one on? I don't know. And I've got this, no. We'll just run it through here. Like this. And then we're going to take the other dotted and dashed ones and we're going to put it through with this paper. So there's one dotted and dash. Where's the other one? Right here. I think I've still got some things in left over from the other time I cut. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to bring in my Peace on Earth bundle. And in the dies, there is a long branchy thing. I'm going to cut that out of Secret Sea cardstock, just a scrap. Remember, we're making 2 of every card, so I'm going to need it again. All right, so we've got those cut out. I got one of these, and I think I'll just poke it out. Usually it will fall out when I drop it, but I'm using it a lot tonight. Ooh, I broke this one. I gotta be careful, Sharon. Bet I can salvage it. We'll make it work. We will. I am gonna cut this again. Like that. And I'm gonna bring in another piece of my Secret Sea glimmer paper. Glimmer paper is so much fun. It's so sparkly and shiny. Let's see, what am I doing with my glimmer paper? Oh, I know, I'm cutting some doves. So also in my Peace on Earth, we've got some doves. So I'm gonna cut a dove here. So now when I run this through, I think I've got everything except for I need one more dove. All right, this time I'm going to go through all the holes. Pop it out. There we go. And we need one more dove. Helps if you don't drop it on the floor. I'm going to clean up and then I'll be back. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to cut our circles in half. So I can, and you can kind of eyeball it, but I can see that this one, when I measure, is about 2 3/4. So 1 3/8 would be about halfway. I'm going to just cut that in half. And I'm going to cut all of them in half. So that looks to be about 2 1/4, so 1 1/8 on this crimped one. If you didn't know before, I bet you know now what I'm doing. And then this is 2 3/4, so 1 3/8. Okay, got that. And then we've got that's about right. Got a couple more here. Let's see. All right. It's a little one. That's 1 3/4, so maybe about 7/8. That's more or less right. I think I wasn't quite halfway on that one. Let's try this one. And what you can also do for the smaller ones is you just kind of see, like, does it look like it's about the same distance to the 1 inch? Sure. So we'll just cut that. All right. And let's see, a little bit over one, a little bit like that, I guess. All right, I think that's all of my circles. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna arrange these starting over here on the right-hand side. We're going to pick a spot about halfway. That looks good. And then we're going to arrange these on top. And I'm going to just show you first. So see how I'm just kind of stacking them. And they're all coming to the same place. I want to move them up a little bit though, because I want to be able to see some of the sparkly pretty stuff. This little one's a little funny. They're going to meet over here on the side. The sparkly paper, the glimmer paper, is a little sticky. It's catching everything. So we have something that looks like that. And then we're on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. But what we want to do is we want to create the illusion that this is kind of wrapping around and coming like that. All right, hold on. We have to go in reverse order here. I mean, smallest to largest like we did over here. So largest, so the smallest, we go to the largest. And then we're going to come over here like this. And we just keep arranging them like this. Now it looks pretty ugly in the middle there, doesn't it? So that's why we're gonna cover that up with a strip. And I have a couple of strips already cut. So we are gonna, and see what happens when you cover that up. I mean, I haven't covered it up perfectly, but it gets a lot prettier, right? All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna adhere some of these things together. So we'll take this and we're going to adhere it to the left side. All right, like that. And then we're going to adhere this also to the left side. You see how they're aligned, but they fan out because they're different sizes. I'm going to do this. So we've lined them all up. This one's the only tricky one. It needs to be a little bit bigger. We're just going to slide this one up a little bit more. I think this one should have been a different size altogether. Perhaps, but we're going to make it work. And this one we're going to go, I wonder if I'm even using I might have used the wrong size. I don't think I did, but see, oh, you know what? Those are the same size. That's what's wrong. I needed one that's a little bit bigger and probably a little bit smaller here. We're still going to make it work though. So what's going to happen here is I'm just going to move this over a little bit. We can generally make most everything work with just a little bit of patience. Except for when my glue is running out, then I don't have quite as much patience. All right, so let's see. Here we have something that looks like this. All right, So when we go ahead and we put them together here, we're looking at them looking like there's a continuous piece. See how this sparkle one, this glimmer paper, it wasn't adhered very well. These two center ones make some continuous pieces. That's what we want. And then when we put this over the top, you can't tell anything's wrong with those end ones. I mean, maybe a little bit, but we could just, the glimmer paper one doesn't want to stick very well. I'm going to have to put a little bit more adhesive on it, and I should let it dry a little bit more, I guess. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to adhere these to our card. And let's go about here, almost to the side, almost to the edge. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other one. Run out of glue. And I'm going to line up those two middle ones. I could move them down a little bit. I think I'm going to move it down just a tad. Just a tad. There we go. And line up those little ones. Just like that. There we go. Again, don't worry how ugly it is in the middle, because we're going to put that strip over the top. All right, now for that strip, I'm going to bring in that Peace on Earth stamp set and bring in the one that says Peace, Love, and Joy. So this stamp set is not really a Christmas set, but it works fine for one because there are some Christmassy kind of sayings. You usually hear peace, love, and joy around Christmas. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in our Secret Sea ink, which is right here. And we're going to stamp this right on here. All right. Might as well stamp the other one while I've got it out. Oop, that's upside down. That one might be a little bit low, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to flag the right-hand side just because I can. All right. And so when we put that right across here, that's what we're going to have. I'm probably not going to need it that long on that edge. I'm going to cut it off just a little bit. This is going to go right over here. And then we are going to put on our little dove, like that, and our little sprig. I can come up here. And you know what? That one that I cut off, that's okay. That'll work just fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this on with some dimensionals. Let's see. Do I want full size or mini dimensionals? Well, let's grab the full size ones. At 1/2 inch, this is fine for full size. My hands are sticky. Let's go ahead and put this little sprig down. You know what? Let's just go ahead and make it easy. Let's use a glue dot. There we go. Let's put this right over the top here. It's okay if it sticks over the edge a little bit, because remember there's going to be a card base here. And now we just need to put our little dove on there. So cute. Mary, Stampin' in the Smokies, I think, is who gave me this idea. This is a case of her card. I loved it so much, and I thought, oh, this would be fun to do when I'm away. Like, do it for you. And we just need our card bases again. Let's bring our card base. Running out of glue. I know you think I'm always running out of glue. Well, that's because I make a lot of cards. Look at how striking that is. Isn't that cute? Oh, it's probably beautiful, actually. So there's one card, and all we have to do is do the same thing and create the second one. I don't know if you noticed what I did there, but I know I have a 1/2 inch of a gap that I can work with. So that helped me kind of line things up a little bit. And now these 3 are kind of all in the same row, and you can see this one carrying on. So let's go ahead, put this down on my card. Like that. And we'll put the other one down. If I'd used a larger circle on that big one, I would have been okay. Although this was the only way to get them with the same edges. All right. Peace, love, and joy. It's a little long there. Let's flag it. And some dimensionals. And let's see, we can cut off some of that. And I'm just going to use the little sprig. Let's use the top of it, though. I'm just going to use a little bit. Just because that little leafy thing is long doesn't mean you have to use the whole length of it. Okay. I just got to make sure that my dove covers up this piece right here, which it does nicely. Here we go. And I'm just about out of glue, but I think I can make it. Ooh, I think I can. Maybe I can't. Oh, there's some glue. Had a little glue bubble there. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Come on. Nope, not gonna make it. Let's get a new bottle. Oh, it's not a new one, but it's newer. Oh, look at how much better that goes. And my card base. And then, of course, you have to do the inside, but the inside can just be a couple strips of designer series paper on a piece of white. And there we go. I think the glimmer paper is enough shine. I mean, Obviously, if you wanted to add something more, you could, but I think that really is enough shine. So there we go. 2 cards this Friday night. So what did you think of that card? I thought it was beautiful, but not one that I'm going to mass produce just because there's so much die cutting. Now I could speed it up and maybe think about mass producing if I were to use punches instead of dies, but still probably I'm going to mix it up a little bit. There's just so many wonderful products that I can't just stick with one set of products for my Christmas cards. If you need products for your Christmas card, I'd love to be your demonstrator. You'll find the link to my online store in the description of this video. Whether you've started on your Christmas cards or not, there's still 5 or 6 weeks until you need to mail them out. Probably even 7 weeks, but I don't like to push it too close. So go ahead, get started. Just set aside a couple nights a week and do a couple cards each time you sit down to do it. And before you know it, you're going to have a pile of cards ready to go when December hits. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget to tune in this Sunday for my 5th Sunday of Christmas. I'll see you then.